happy to say I don't really know what the well springs of the transcendent are in me or are in us, but it does no good to say, oh, don't you know, they come to you by divine permission. Nothing is added by that explanation or that assumption. I didn't rise to the challenge about atheist regimes in the 20th century, and I really should take a minute. I hope I've got a minute for this. I'll be very brief. If you take out the word fascism from any history of the 1920s and 30s, any decent history, and replace it with the words the Catholic right wing, you don't need to change anything. Fascism was just another name for the extreme right-wing forces of the Roman Catholic Church. That's true whether it's Portugal, Croatia, Poland, Hungary, Italy, and all of these regimes and movements had a specific concordat with the Vatican. You may not say that fascism is a secular or atheist movement, not if you don't want to do great violence to history. The churches of Germany celebrated the birthday of Adolf Hitler every year till 1945 by order. And his first significant treaty of the Nazi regime was with the Vatican, a concordat that gave the church a monopoly over the education of German children in response for a pact that abolished Catholic parties that might challenge the rule of Hitler. That's not secularism, excuse me. It's not atheism either. Quite wrong to say that it is. It's a form of paganism, as a matter of fact, but would have involved, as well as a compromise with Christianity, the revival of some Nordic myths, but those weren't secular or atheistic either. The cult of Wotan and Odin is not atheism. In the case of the Soviet Union, where the population had been told for centuries that the Tsar was like the Pope, divinely inspired and divinely empowered, and where serfdom was justified by the Russian Orthodox Church, which was a state church. If you're Joseph Stalin, seminarian graduate, seizing power, if you don't know how to exploit a reservoir of credulity and stupidity and passivity and servility like that, you shouldn't be in business. And what did he do? He replicated the same thing. There was an inquisition, a heresy hunt, a promotion of himself as the divine one from whom all blessings flowed, and all the rest of it. And to this day, the Russian Orthodox Church, which never ceased to support Stalin, has under Putin actually begun to produce icons. I can show them to you if you doubt me. You can look them up on the Weekly Standard website, any of you tonight. Icons of the Russian Orthodox Church showing Joseph Stalin with a halo around his head. This is not atheism, nor is it secularism. If William Wilberforce was indeed animated by Christianity, I have to make this my closing point, in his campaign against slavery, he should have been. Because it was about time that there was a Christian who said that this trade had gone on long enough. And any Christian should have felt responsible for saying so, because for the entire period of its existence, slavery and the slave trade had been justified directly by reference to the Christian religion and by direct references to the warrant for slavery that's contained in Holy Writ and in Scripture. And that's why we like the captain who wrote Amazing Grace, because he'd been the captain of a slave ship. And he was just as much of a Christian when he was doing the first thing as he was when he was doing the second. The chances, though, that a member of the American Anti-Slavery Society, Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin, the others, was not a Christian would be extremely high. The chances that until very, very, very late in the 19th century, a defender of slavery would be a Christian was statistically enormous. It therefore proves absolutely nothing about Christianity that some of its members finally turned against one of their foulest practices and impositions. And if I was a Christian, I would avoid this argument very carefully as tending to show that there is no basis in faith for morality, that our morality is innate to us. And it's very nice when sometimes religion catches up to morality for a change. Thank you.